Big golf ball. And welcome to the APTA's Grand Prix Series. We are live from the Woodstock Club, bringing you the Indianapolis Invitational, sponsored by the APTA national sponsors, Viking, Fusion, and Upswing Health, presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Lauren Mendel, bringing you the women's semi-final between the teams of Spencer Caravaggio and Denise Murphy, and the number one seeds, Jacqueline Williamson and Jessica Guyaux. And Lauren, this is going to be fun. We're showcasing some new teams, some new combinations.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. On this side of the court, in the deuce court, we have Spencer Caravaggio and her partner in the ag court in the white sweatshirt, Denise Murphy. They're both from the Chicago area. And they had an excellent win in the last round against Chelsea Mittal and Alexis Prusis. Caravaggio had a good week a few weeks ago. She won the Lake Forest Open with Sandy Smekovic. And on the other side of the court, we have the top seeds, Jessica Guyaux and Mirtha Malanda. Sorry, wrong. That's a mistake from her partner last year. And Jacqueline Williamson. They're both Pennsylvania area pros, and they reached the semifinals at the Darien Grand Prix last weekend. They had a couple of good wins there, and they're a tough team.
Yeah, they're a very tough team. So Jacqueline Williamson, she's got a good high tennis skill set, beautiful ground strokes off of both sides. Now, she used to play the ad side with her previous partner, Karen Koshich, and she's switched sides, so she's playing the deuce. So she's working on adjusting to the angles because, when you're used to playing the ad side, the ball is coming at you, and when you switch to the deuce side, the ball's going away from you. It's going across your body. So, but she likes her backhand, so she's going to be looking to take that backhand in the middle, and she understands, looking at the court, that she's got to set up her partner. So she doesn't really have a big finishing shot, and I think, the more she plays that deuce side, the more she plays with Jessica Guyaux, she'll start to see which balls to take and when to take them. So, and Jessica Guyaux, we've known for a long time. She's a rackets professional at the Pittsburgh Field Club. And I've enjoyed watching her progress. I mean, she was always a risk. She was always dangerous. But I remember the match when it turned for me. She was playing at Boston. I think it was a semifinal. She was playing with Roxy Anika, and she started to see the court better. She started to pick her spots and set herself up. And since then, she's more controlled. She's more consistent. She likes to control the middle of the court. She loves to move forward. So I think they're a threat. They're a nice combination. I'm looking forward to following their season. So let's talk about the other team down the other end.
Okay, well, like you said, we haven't seen much of this team. Denise Murphy's an excellent athlete, and she likes to move around and hold her own at the net. And I haven't really seen much of Spencer Caravaggio play. So what can you tell me about her, Jerry?
Well, I can take word on the street because I haven't seen her play either. But I have been doing some chatting because she, I think you mentioned her big win there. It's her breakthrough win, Lake Forest, with Sandy Smekovic. But she teaches at the Lakeshore Country Club, plays a ton, and she's been working on her game like all summer long. She's powerful off of both sides. We saw a little bit of it and just the tail end of it. So I know she's fast. Oh my God, one of the plays is going to make the highlight reel because she just ran this ball down. I don't know if you saw the point. She went from corner to corner to corner and then ended up flicking the ball over her shoulder. So she's fast. She runs everything down. She's got a monster return. And fun fact, she grew up playing tennis with Macy Elliott, who was our national champion. Denise is, from Lake Forest. She played tennis at Penn State. She's also a head women's tennis coach at Lake Forest High School. Super solid, nice volley. More of she grinds out the points. She doesn't nothing too disruptive. So I don't know. I saw some things at net towards the end where they had one up real close and one taking over. I'm not sure if that's their style of play, but it'd be interesting to see once they get into the match. And it looks like the what's are you hearing it? Because it's not bothering me.
Hey, Denise, and watch your foot. I haven't done that yet. You remember to do that?
Okay, we're back. We had again we had a little audio issue with Lauren, so my ever-ready standby partner Mark Fischel is going to jump in and co-commentate this match with me. So it'll be very entertaining, Mark.
Looking forward to seeing Spencer Caravaggio play.
Yeah, we were just running through and that neither one of us have actually seen her play. I just caught the snippet, the end of her last match. So there's Tim Hayward is our umpire. He's up in the chair. So we're back to regular scoring. So it's 2 out of 3 sets, regular scoring, unlike what we were doing in the previous rounds where they're doing a tie break in the 3rd set. And we are at the Woodstock Club.
This is fortuitous in terms of the timing, Jerry, because the Kaler Rams match went very long, so the men's semis probably won't start until 3:15, 3:30.
Yeah, but just the plan is today is to just have continuous streaming. So we're going to go just stay on and switch over, pick up the men's semifinals, and then go into the women's final, and then finish with the men's final. Hopefully grab some interviews with the winners too, if we can. So you can see the players taking their serve. That's Jacqueline Williamson, closest to your screen on the right-hand side with the black vest. Her partner Jessica Guyaux on the outside. Denise Murphy in the white. Beautiful service motion in the warm-up, Mark.
Yeah, and of these 4 women, Jess Guyaux is clearly the most accomplished. Into the semis and nationals, actually had match points in Chicago to make the final. And she's just a tremendous athlete. Really a lot of fun to watch.
And all 4 women, Jacqueline is now out of the tennis business, but all 4 women, teaching professionals, beautiful racket skills. So I'm going to be interested to see who's playing paddle and building those points, because all 4 of them have tremendous racket skills.
One of the things I'm going to be looking for is belief on the part of Denise Murphy, because this would be a big win for her. A little bit out of her comfort zone.
Probably the first time these teams have matched up. All right, Jacqueline Williamson is going to start serving. She is looking into the sun. You see she's got sunglasses on, so here we go. And there's a very lively forehand volley.
Big return from Caravaggio.
So we're going right into Denise Murphy's ad side. Trying to force the play.
0,
Ran out of court there, Guyaux.
That ball really comes off the paddle of Caravaggio.
And you see Denise Murphy was coming in, blitzing behind it, and that's a good play when you've got such a big return. You can distract the server.
That's impressive to see that trail play from Caravaggio. I like the way she's moving in the backcourt.
Game.
Yep, and there's the break for the first game.
Good start for the underdogs.
Guyaux, Williamson, 1-0. Oh, other way. Sorry. Caravaggio-Murphy, 1-0.
Caravaggio serving. That's what I saw a little bit in that at the end of that women's quarterfinal. There was one player was way up tight to the net, and the other player was covering a lot behind. You can see they got caught with that backhand overhead, a little bit of hesitation.
Bunch of early misses from Jess Guyaux.
Switch here. Switch, yep. Me. Okay.
40 love.
So far, Caravaggio and Murphy are really look dialed in to me. They've got a game plan.
Game.
And again, boy, it's so hard to keep a low forehand volley in the court.
Caravaggio-Murphy, 2 love.
And how would you avoid doing that, Jerry?
Pardon me?
How would you avoid
Well, you
that?
gotta, if it's coming through, you gotta either first, number one is close that hole. Straddle the middle so that you don't expose your forehand volley. And then if it's going down, just let it go through. It's just a very lively ball to try to volley up and keep it in.
You go.
It looks like they're intentionally playing one up, one back.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw in the last match. I don't, and they're switching on and off. I mean, the first bet, Murphy was taking the overheads.
It's hard to tell how they want to do this.
Yep, it's pretty quick right now, but it's interesting.
Hit it.
See it hitting a lot of balls into Murphy, though.
Murphy's she would be the grinder on the team. She's going to stay in the points. As you can see, she's got a willingness to throw up those lobs and wait for the right shot. And I think she understands that Caravaggio's got the big shot off the deck.
Love 30.
Caravaggio originally lived in Pittsburgh, so she may have played against Jess Guyaux before.
Load 40.
They're not winning any points right now.
No.
Ready? Hit that. You. No.
1540.
I got it. You. I got it. I got it.
It's a better tempo for Guyaux and Williamson.
I got it.
Or the neck,
30-40.
or the camera. Either one.
Deuce.
Nice overhead by Guyaux there. Got the ball to die in the back screen. Oh, there's that monster return of serve.
Add.
Okay, just got word, Jerry, that Scott Kaler won 12-10 in the third set tiebreak.
In the last men's quarterfinal.
Yep,
So that was against Barnes and Schmigdal.
yep.
You go. I don't know. Let's go. You're good.
Okay, so here's this combination at net, Mark. One up, one back.
Oh, that's a tricky ball for Murphy.
Nice rip down the line.
Deuce. Oh, sorry.
All right, so they are off to a
Game.
3-love lead in the first set. This is the first women's semi-final here at the Indy Invitational. First time at the Woodstock Club, Mark.
Caravaggio-Murphy 2-1.
Got 3 courts here in a beautiful setting. It's in a gully.
Rio.
It's like a 35-foot drop on one side, so you can see the netting above the top of the screen, and that's to stop the balls going up and out over the court. Brian Hagman is the director of racket sports here, and he has been terrific, helping us set up, get the cameras angle set up, and just coordinating everything with Ludo. Aaron is the tournament director. Those guys have been working together. And Brian's brother Jeff is command central there, putting all the matches on and getting us the score updates. So we really appreciate them stepping in, like we had said earlier, that this, once COVID hit, the APTA made the decision to pivot and put 4 tournaments in the Midwest and 4 on the East Coast. So Indy stepped up, and this is the first time that they are a Grand Prix. So we're glad that it worked out. 1-day tournament, 16-team draw.
And as I said earlier, just remarkable that the APTA has been able to pull this off. All the restrictions, state to state, travel. Really impressive.
Load 40.
I like Denise Murphy's push overhead. I mean, she sets that paddle early, she moves back, and she lets the ball come to paddle. And that's what allows her to keep those balls, her overheads, deeper and lower in the court. Instead of reaching up and snapping down.
One of the strengths of Caravaggio-Murphy is they both serve very well.
Yeah.
Nice motions.
Yeah, I commented in the warm-up, and she's kept going, in the match. Nice move by Guyaux, little cat and mouse, and then follows it through. That's Guyaux at her best, moving forward into the court.
Caravaggio-Murphy 3-1.
She's probably the best in the country at that, Jerry.
Yeah, that's her move.
Love 15.
Okay, I believe we have Lauren Mandel back on deck. Are you there, Lauren?
Hi, Jerry and Mark.
All right, great. Well, Mark stepped in. He covered for you.
Thank you, Mark. Saving me as always.
I could never cover Lauren Mandel.
All right, Lauren, I don't know if you've been able to watch any of the match, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
15-30. $15.40.
Jacqueline Williamson is serving.
Game. Caravaggio-Murphy.
All right, so 4-1. Mark, thanks a lot for stepping in. We'll see you after this match when we come back for the men's semi-final.
Looking forward to it.
So
All
Jerry,
right.
this is interesting so far. I mean, this is not the scoreline I was expecting.
No, what were you thinking? Guyaux would be able to steady the ship?
Well, I was thinking Guyaux Williamson were the big favorites coming in here, but I'm seeing a lot from this other team.
Yeah, they've got tremendous skills, and we were commenting their lineup at net, their configuration at net is a little different.
Yeah.
And there are holes there, but they're disguising them well right now, and Guyaux Williamson haven't worked the point enough to exploit that positioning. But these guys, they got skills. Murphy's a grinder, and she has that little push forehand that she got caught there.
Low 15.
Because Williamson will, and Guyaux will both close the net if there's
And they'll
any
hit behind
kind of
you.
floater.
And they'll hit behind you. Murphy is very athletic.
Yeah, she's super solid. She's got a nice volley.
All.
Just Guyaux had an opportunity there, but she had Caravaggio off the net, and she drove it cross court to Murphy, who was on the net. Right serve.
Look, that serve, right? I mean, Jacqueline Williamson would normally crack that forehand, but she couldn't. The serve was too good. That's a huge advantage if you don't have to contend with a big return.
Yeah, and I haven't seen, now that Williamson has switched over to the deuce side, she's adjusting to that different angle. As you know from playing the ad side, that ball comes straight into you, so it's easier to step in. But when you first switch over to the deuce side, you've got to adjust to the ball going across your body. So I haven't seen her really step in and take a lot of big shots yet.
$40-15.
Tough to know what to do with that ball that's so low as you're coming forward.
Well, you're just going to try to dink it at their feet or flick it and get off the court so you're not a target. Again, fabulous serve down the Tina. This is interesting for me. Caravaggio is backing into Murphy and taking that cross-court lob.
You. 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 Me.
I mean, you got to think that Guyaux's got a lob down the line, huh?
Absolutely. She's got to expose that shift and try to get a little bit of confusion. She keeps lobbing to the same place in the middle. It makes it clear, but if Guyaux can lob down the line, and then Williamson, if they swing the next ball to her, lob down her line, start moving the players and spread them out.
Yep.
Because right now there's too many lobs going into the same spot.
Go.
Wow, that's a good serve. Deep, down the tee.
Me.
A little spin.
Me.
Nice
That-
lob.
There was a hole, Jerry.
Yep. Yeah, you can't get caught up with the speed. And especially when you're facing a new team that you don't know where their strengths and weaknesses are. You've just got to be willing to play 101 paddle, high percentage paddle, until you really can see where the spots are.
Deuce.
Good angle there into the corner. It's not an easy angle.
You.
Williamson was moving forward there before she finished the shot.
Game.
She hesitated on that.
Caravaggio-Murphy 5-1.
It looks like Williamson is reacting to them.
Yes. Well,
And
I mean,
not-
as you said, she's not so comfortable maybe in that forehand side, and
5-1.
if they've decided to pick on her there and she's not that comfortable there, that's a bummer of a combination for Guyaux Williamson.
$15 love.
How do you miss that volley? Really?
That's a miss volley by
15-all.
Guyaux. You don't usually see that.
No.
She's a good volleyer.
No, I was just thinking how solid her first volley is, and she missed.
Go. I got it. You hit it.
This is definitely a better point for Guyaux Williamson. The longer they can have points, kind of figure out what they need to do and just get themselves into this match.
$30-15.
Right here. Come on. Thank you. Sure.
35-1-5. The first set of the women's semifinal.
Go. I got it.
Too
Well,
good.
that's the play.
40-15.
Yep, too good. I mean, it's just about locking in and focusing on one strategy, see if they can get themselves back into this first set. It's Caravaggio-Murphy came out on fire right off the bat.
40-30.
Another big return from Caravaggio.
And it's the pressure. Nice return by Murphy, but it was the pressure of Caravaggio coming in behind it that forced Guyaux to miss that first volley.
You could see Guyaux looking, and all you need is that one little look, and you're going to miss that volley.
Okay, here's just net positioning. Check it out.
I'm in your way. You!
Guyaux just looks a little off to me. She's making unforced errors.
Well, now it's set point.
Right, partly the pressure of the other team.
You.
Deuce.
Back to deuce. I think that was a good move by Guyaux, stay back on that return of serve.
Yeah, good to change the look, take away the target.
Head in.
That's the first forehand I've seen her miss. And I love that she's not happy about it.
Yeah. Can see Caravaggio's moving way over to try to get a ball to hit there. She got it. She made it for herself.
Head in.
Again, Guyaux staying back. Smart move. If you can't get your team into those first three hits,
Unlucky. Right back.
then you want to change the look. You know, serve, return, first volley, get into the point. If you're breaking down that first volley, then you've got other options. No, she's staying back.
Yeah.
Head in.
I don't think Caravaggio realized that she was staying back, because all you need to do is hit a transition ball and come into net behind it. Nice volley. She read that one.
Play, right? Yeah.
Caravaggio-Murphy.
And as a backcourt player, you feel so mad at yourself when you get stuff behind you like that. But that's the advantage of being tight on the net. Good hold by Guyaux. Not easy.
Yep. Guyaux Williamson. That was a very good hold. I feel like they've got their teeth a little bit into the match with that game. Longer points.
Jacqueline, mind if I just take one? Thank you.
So new ball. So Denise Murphy's just taking a practice serve with a new ball.
No. 5-2. Caravaggio-Murphy lead 5-2. Two-minute break at the set break. Yes, sir.
Do it, and then. Do it, Freddie, right here. This game, this point.
Love 15.
Here. You, switch. Me.
Love 30.
8 quick points for the receiving team.
All right, I have not seen Williamson hit a returner serve down the line, and there is quite a bit of space there to get a reaching volley.
Whoop, little confusion about who was going to take that ball.
Oh, nice. Nice
think it was
shot by
wide.
Murphy.
Love 40.
Oh, was it?
I thought they called it wide. I couldn't. Yeah. Yep. Love 40.
Okay, same thing from Guyaux' side. I have not seen her hit a return or serve down the line. Let's take a look. Yep, Caravaggio is moving as soon as the serve hits the court. She's moving to the middle, looking for that to cut that first ball off.
Game.
That's that shot that's so hard to. Looks like you have a lot of
5-3.
room there hitting into that corner, but you don't. And players hit that wide all the time.
All right, Williamson serving 3-5, inch by inch.
Yeah. And they look much more into this set now, Jerry.
Yeah, settled down. Well, I think they need to control the speed of play because from what I've seen so far, Caravaggio-Murphy, they're fast and they like that quick speed of play. They've got so many shots, they're so athletic that they're going to want the balls to go, the points to go quickly, the speed to go quickly. So Guyaux, Williamson have to find their speed of play. And this is only their second tournament together, so I'm not sure if they know what their speed of play is yet. They haven't had a lot of court time together.
Love 15.
Back up. One. You get up. One. You. I got it. Move your feet. Come on.
15 all.
Guyaux was able to keep that ball deep enough. Planning not to give Caravaggio a forehand to hit off the deck.
$15.30.
I got it. You go.
Jack Williams looks super tight.
You go. All day. I go. You hit.
Ready to throw.
Up. You. I go. You.
That's a great shot of Murphy's overhead.
Go.
She's deep in the court. Lauren, you see it? She sets her paddle down
Yeah.
by her shoulder and she really moves back, which is great because, as you know, being way taller than me, a lot of times you people with a big wingspan and height just send the paddle up to reach the overhead and then you're tending to hit down on the ball. But she really sets her paddle low by her shoulder, Murphy, and then moves her feet and really lets that ball come down to the paddle. And that gets her out of trouble.
And that's the first set. And you know what else Murphy does that's interesting? You know, as you pointed out earlier, she sort of bunts that forehand. And that's problematic for the net player because, you know, everyone thinks the hard ball, the hard drive is so hard to handle at the net, but it's really that soft one where you have to make something of it yourself. You can't just react to it. And she's drawing some errors with that. Well, Guyaux and Williamson certainly got some momentum towards the end of that first set. So
Yeah,
I look for them to have a better start of this second set.
I agree. They looked a little tight. They looked a little shell-shocked at the foot speed. And you can see they're blowing the cord off there with the leaves because we are right under a whole bunch of trees. I believe that is Jeff Hagman. He's doing it all. He's putting the players out on the court. He's kind of like command central. His brother Brian is the director of racket sports at the Woodstock Club, and he's actually playing in the tournament. So Jeff's doing the logistics there and also being head maintenance guy. So I'm sure the players really appreciate it because those leaves, as we all know, in the fall, they can be slick and dangerous. The ball skips on it or you fall on it. Yep, so it looks like the players may have left the court. So next stop, Lauren, this is the second stop on the Grand Prix Tour. Last weekend we were at the Country Club of Darien for the first Grand Prix, which was a one-day tournament, 16 teams. Same format here in Indy. In a few weeks we will be heading to the Chicago Charities, November 7th, 8th. And we're not quite sure what the format is going to be based on the what's happening around the country with the different restrictions in all the states, but you can see the calendars up there. This is what we're hoping to get in, another tournament back east, December 5th on Long Island. And then we head back to Cincinnati for the Midwesterns. And it's evenly split. So we've got 4 tournaments in the Midwest. So Midwesterns are back there. Longmeadow is a new stop on our Grand Prix Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going back to Illinois, to Hinsdale, down to Philadelphia, and heading into the Nationals in Boston. Of course, the APTA is going to be pivoting as things are changing constantly, but the main focus is keeping everybody safe, and we're thrilled to be able to bring you actual live paddle. And we are, in case you didn't know, we are commentating remotely. So the live streaming cameras are there, but we are not, which is a lot of fun. Isn't it, Lauren?
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes I see it and hear it, sometimes I don't.
Definitely more variables to work with.
Yeah, but we hope you're enjoying it. We've got cameras up on the 3 courts. So once the men's semifinals get going, you can also be watching those matches on the APTA YouTube channel. We can commentate on one channel with the scoreboard, but we can switch over to the other court. So hopefully also we'll keep you updated with the score. So, start of the second set. Spencer Caravaggio serving. And Jess Guyaux looks like she is in this now, ready to go. Got some momentum, like you said, Lauren.
And there's a better return from Williamson.
Love 15.
And that'll make Guyaux happy. She put pressure on and forced the volley out.
Oh, that'll make you feel good, a lat cord winner.
Love 30.
Yeah, I think it's important that Williamson steps in and takes a few of those more balls in the middle.
Yeah, I think she just got to hit a few more balls. I mean, that's really her bread and butter.
15-30.
That was a heck of a serve, right?
Yeah, she's impressive with that serve, I tell you.
You go. I don't think so. Nope.
30 all.
All right, 30 all. first game of the second set.
Good move by Guyaux. Sets that. Ooh.
A nice setup by Williamson.
Yeah.
Put that lob back, put the ball down at her feet. You know, open up the court and then take advantage of it. And she, nice combination there, and then the pressure of Guyaux going in. And you can see Caravaggio looking to cut to the middle. She's constantly looking, a bit like Nicolescu. You're always looking
right.
for that.
We saw Nicolescu fall down a few times on return of serves last week because she was moving over and the ball came at her.
Deuce.
I mean, it's hard to emphasize enough that if a player is looking to poach, it's the one shot becomes so important. Hold that out.
The ball was in.
Yep.
Did the umpire overrule it? Yeah.
Yeah, look close.
Deuce.
I just think Williamson and Guyaux have got to use the lines more. They've got to open up the court with lobbing specifically down the line. And then take a look at which player is giving you a short ball to attack. There's Caravaggio and Murphy. They're all over the net. They're tight in the middle of the court.
It's not so easy to make that volley, you know, and you saw she missed it because she was moving.
Deuce.
Back to
It's a
deuce.
hotly contested first game.
Yeah.
See, Murphy's got that slider overhead, so you're not going to get too much to work with off of her overhead.
Edit. Deuce.
Just it wide. So all four players on the court, teaching professionals, although Jacqueline Williamson has changed careers. She did used to teach tennis and paddle. Good racket skills.
There's that little kind of push forehand that, I mean, she missed that one, but it's been very effective. Both off the wires and off the deck.
Nice work by Guyaux.
Game.
All right, and the first game is over.
Yeah, so the speed of play, like I said before, I think the
Guyaux
Williamson
1-0.
slowing it down, building the point, being happy with playing high percentage paddle and just working the point longer, because I think if they play at a faster pace, it's definitely to the advantage of Caravaggio and Murphy. They are quick. They've got strong shots off the deck. They like that pace, and we saw they got off to such a big jump right off the bat. Now they have to try to figure out how to get that pace back up without taking too many risks. Nice little roller there by Williamson. Change of pace, change of spin. You just want to make, when you're hitting those overheads, you want to make the backcourt person be uncomfortable. You want to, avoid obviously hitting into their strengths, but your number one focus is to keep them off balance so they can't step in and take a shot with you off the net. And so having those different spins, different combinations, makes it hard for the backcourt player, to get into a rhythm.
30-15.
There was another forehand that Caravaggio cracked. I don't think Guyaux is going to come in again on that side of this game.
40-15.
Yeah.
You. You go. Me. I go. You.
There's a lob down the line that,
Little bit of cat and mouse too.
yeah.
9. Go.
Got the neck.
40-30.
Williamson got a little unlucky. She did a good job that point in creating something, creating some space.
Hit it. Me. You. Me. Yep. Hit it.
Nice quiet volleys by Guyaux. She really stays square to the net and low now. She used to try to do too much with it, but it's really, her game is really matured. She's really starting, playing smart, high percentage points. And you can see they look much more comfortable and relaxed. This is their speed of play now. So
Yeah, they're definitely rolling a little bit now.
yeah, Caravaggio and Murphy need to go back to how they started off that first set. Quick, fast. Make it be like a foot speed contest. So that's Murphy serving.
Me.
15 love.
Shit, good idea. Come on, over here. You. Hit me. Watch it.
Yep.
Come on.
30
She had the
love.
chance. She got a quick down up overhead there. Just missed it.
You go,
30-15.
You good? Nope. You're good. I got you. Nope. I go. You're there.
You can hear the court mic picking up. You know, they're calling every single ball. I love that. Not whoever's hitting that overhead, the person who's hitting it's calling it.
Me. 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 You. Me. You. Me. Help me.
That's that switch, Lauren.
Yeah.
30 all.
I haven't quite figured out what the game plan was that move. I don't know if they're looking for the drive and putting someone closer to cut it off, or they're switching who's going to take the next
Right, or to
batch
get
of
Murphy the
overheads.
overheads. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't seen enough of it. And I've resisted saying duck and weave, because it's not really a duck and weave.
I know, but you want to say it.
I do, but you know, I've said it, so I've got it out of my system. But it's not a confusion duck and weave. They clearly understand where the pieces are going.
This point right here.
All right, they have a chance here to get on the board in the second set. Good down the
Nice.
line return. That's what we've been looking for.
Yeah, open up the court.
Hit it. You. You. I'm here. Yep, hit it. Me.
All right. Good placement of overheads from Guyaux and Williamson. That one. They're really doing a good job of shutting down any drives off the deck because they're keeping their overheads deep in the court.
You. Yep, hit it. Me. You go.
But Murphy is more than willing to wait and grind it up. I don't think they're going to get her to step in and take a ball that she shouldn't take.
Back to deuce.
Okay. Just. Alright, here we go. This point. Come on. No. No.
Head in.
Just long with that return.
Come on. This point. Let's go. You. I don't know. Yep. Going behind you. 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 Get up. You go. 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 Come on.
Smart shot by Williamson. She saw that Murphy got a little turned around in the screen there, and she hit a short little angle that Murphy couldn't catch up to.
This point. Come on, Dee. Me. 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 Me.
Good overheads by
Me.
Caravaggio.
Me.
Deep in the court, deep to Williamson's backhand, and not letting them have anything to work with off the deck.
Me. I go.
It's like, who's going to blink here? Williamson needs to pick different spots on her lob,
You go. All day.
get her more looks.
Me. Me. You stay there. Good time. Good time. You.
Ooh.
Head out.
Murphy didn't know what to do with that ball when it came over like that, so
It can be tricky, right? That
Yeah,
ball
yeah,
can play up under you.
you're not expecting it.
This point. Come on.
All right, a point for 3 love.
You. I can't. Me. You. Me. Okay. Switch. You go. You switch. Go. I go.
Game.
The
Guyaux
pressure
Williamson,
of those deep
3-0.
lobs They pulled him back, and she just went for too much angle. So Guyaux Williamson have turned the tide, gone up 3-love in the second set.
Yeah, they broke twice, both games at their opponents had game points, but they toughed it out. Guyaux hit a few really good returns that game. Down the line, made a big difference.
So if they keep staying with the same strategy of, throwing most of the balls to Murphy, they've gotta love more down the line. Gotta mix it up a little bit, and, to get Caravaggio some more looks. Find a way to speed up play, even that little push forehand that she's got, and get the speed going.
And Caravaggio, when you're getting frozen out like that, it's very easy to, the first ball you get, try to do too much with it. And we've seen that a couple times in the second set as well. Hard to be patient when you think you're only getting one ball in a rally.
6-3. We are 3-0.
She's going to have to get used to it.
And like you said, your opponent's got to hit shots to make more balls come at you.
Right.
And not your opponent, your partner. Sorry.
Love 15.
But when you've got big shots like Spencer Caravaggio has, she's going to get frozen out on a lot of points. So she's got to know to hang in there. Got her in the neck. And that's a good heads up, Williamson. They're working the outside, they're working Murphy over, and if Caravaggio slides over, they're going to put the ball behind.
30-15. No. 40-15. $40-30. Game. Guyaux Williamson, 4-0.
Bit more conversation by both teams in between points.
Set's going quickly though. And now we're seeing errors in bunches from Caravaggio-Murphy where there just weren't any in the first set.
Right. It's the speed of play. Guyaux Williamson have, it's their winning pace. They're forced Caravaggio-Murphy to play at their speed, and they cut down on their errors, and they're playing high percentage play. And so now Caravaggio-Murphy have to come up with a different play. To showcase their athleticism. And they do that by hitting the ball at the same pace with the quick angles that they did. Something like that. That's creates some havoc, creates some confusion, because they've clearly got a system figured out at work that can net that can handle it.
Yeah.
I got you. You go, Barty. You go. You go. I don't know. It's good. Okay. You. I got you.
So Williamson's taken some swings. She's just hit a couple of those drives to the player that's closer to the net.
You. Me. Me. You. I got you. Bounce it.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
That's it. There's
15-30.
That's the issue with that, when you've got one player that's close to the net, and she was also close to the net at Caravaggio and close to the net and in the middle of the court when Guyaux had the ball. So that lob down the line is going to create the chase, and the chase is where the error comes from.
And you saw she was nowhere near making that shot. I mean, she had just too far to go.
Me. You.
And you can see the more balls Williamson is being hit, the more comfortable she's becoming out of that two side. More willing to, take that two-handed backhand off the deck. That takes the pressure off of Guyaux. Oh, great move by Murphy. Wow. She took off as soon as she saw that ball dipping low. I think, Ron, that's what they have to do. Caravaggio-Murphy go back to that.
Yeah.
All those plays that, that create havoc and foot speed and.
You.
With Williamson taking more of those balls off the deck and driving it with her backhand, it's no longer the safe spot on the court.
You.
Nice transition play there. That's a scary overhead for me. Williamson's feet are outside of the service box and jumps up and hits that down up overhead. Tries to bounce it high in the screen. You can see Caravaggio coming further and further over. She's taking more balls.
She got one, but it was a tough one, and
40-30.
that's also because she was so far over.
Sorry.
Point for 5, love.
I got you. You. Go. You got it. Sorry, Jack. I know.
Deuce.
Let's play.
To deuce. Nice spot by Guyaux.
Good volley by Caravaggio to neutralize it, though.
Can I say duck and weave then?
Yeah, so you better watch, fear for your life.
Yeah, Murphy almost got clocked in the head there.
Totally. I winced.
You see Murphy's on the deuce side.
Back up. Texting that. Oh, no. You're... Keep playing.
Head out.
You know what that is.
Oh, she called the net. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, she called it on herself.
Got it.
It hit her thumb, Jerry.
Yeah, she called it on herself. I just heard the tail end of it. I think she reached over.
Deuce.
First serve, Caravaggio has missed.
Yeah, that's that overhead that I was talking about. It's just she's so far, Williamson's so far off the net, and she just pounds that ball
I go. I'm right here.
down. Sets herself up to be attacked, and then had to give up the net. Again, nice move by Guyaux. She can really, I mean, having Williamson step in and drive that backhand now off the deck has changed the dynamics. And Jess is able to move in, which she loves to do, and little touch dink.
Yeah, she saw that Murphy was off the net, and that's all she needed.
All right, a point for
It's the third point.
Five
the
game,
third
yeah.
point for 5-love.
Take that all day long if you want it. Go ahead.
Wow,
Nice stab.
was that?
Deuce.
It's a way to save a break point.
Well, they definitely had all the momentum in the beginning of the first set, and it has been a complete swing around in this set. Just the speed of play and the control, the purposefulness of Guyaux Williamson has kind of shut down the flow of Caravaggio and Murphy. So they've got to figure out a way to get the pace back, pick up the speed of play. Without getting into trouble. Because this one up, one back, there's some holes in that play. So they got to be careful. Oh, nice. Again, Williamson with that backhand. I mean, she's really stepping in and driving it today.
Okay, I think it's the fourth point for 5-love. Thank you.
I got it. Yep. You're there. Sorry.
Nice move by Caravaggio and nice discipline of getting out of the
nice
way,
job.
letting that one go through.
And nice job not getting hit by it as she let it go through.
Yeah. Guyaux's really seeing that deuce side of the court very well. I mean, they're working the ad side, they're working that corner over, but she's paying attention to the deuce court player, and if they shift it a little bit over to the middle and she gets the right ball, the short ball, she's sliding that in, looking for a backside. It's a really a heads up play.
I still had.
I think she missed one wide where she tried to force it, but she's keeping that deuce court player honest.
Do you have it?
So
Thank
5-love lead in the
Yeah,
second set.
It's fine. It's down here.
Caravaggio-Murphy got the first set 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some super close games with many, many deuce adds in this set, but for the most part, it's felt like it's all Guyaux Williamson, obviously, because it's 5-love.
Nothing gets by you, Lauren. I got an update on the other women's semi-final that's going on. Morgan Tonero won the first set 7-5, and McGlucky Prop are up 4-2 in the second. So that match is being played at another club. So it looks like we might be in for a 3-set match over there. Oh, beautiful
Really-
two-handed backhand off the deck.
She really hit down on that ball. She took it at its
Left
height,
30.
hit right down on it. It was nice to watch.
But where did that overhead land that allowed her the opportunity to do that?
Short and down the middle. High and short, Jerry.
You know, they're just going to make you pay if you hit those down-up overheads from outside the service box.
There, Williamson missed one. She's been hitting it well. And chance for Caravaggio and Murphy to get on the board.
30-15. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Murphy again sending that deep lob. There's that shot again. It's Guyaux just looking for that opportunity to slide one in to the deuce court corner, and it's a tough shot because there's not a lot of court to work with. So she's got to wait for a short ball.
15-40.
So you see the advantage. Guyaux and Williamson are in no rush to switch back in the backcourt either because they can both play
Guyaux Williamson,
either side.
5-1.
All right, Caravaggio-Murphy are on the board this set. Wow, I've been
Love
so
30.
impressed with Murphy's serves. Just missed a couple here, but
Feels like she's
Both-
rushing, right?
yeah, she looks like it. She and Caravaggio both have served really well.
I mean, that's the balancing act. Whereas when you want to play at a faster speed, that you don't make unforced errors. Just trying to get that balance of being aggressive
Love 40.
without overhitting or rushing. She needs to just take a moment and take care of the service motion first.
Triple set point. And there it is.
All
Game
right,
of
well, that
second
was, yeah, that was all Guyaux Williamson just cutting out the unforced errors,
Sorry.
playing basic 101 paddle, I call it, high percentage paddle, smart shots, and not getting caught up in the pace. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live.
You can't put wings on a car. You can't see an accident coming. Or walk away from one like this. You can't make a car talk.
How can I help you?
You can't fight gravity. And you can't make one of the world's best SUVs even better. Go on, tell us what else you can't do. The all-new GLS.
Are you ready to go?
Possibly the safest, most spacious, most Mercedes SUV ever made. Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
The world of Rolex is filled with stories of perpetual excellence. For Rolex and tennis, the tradition began in 1978 and has grown to include the most iconic majors and tournaments since, supporting the legends, champions, and rising stars committed to the future of the game. This is a story of perpetual excellence, the story of Rolex.
All right, well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're going into the third set. Spencer Caravaggio and Denise Murphy took the first set 6-3. They went off to a quick start with a lot of shot making, a lot of athleticism. There was a lot of quick gets and running down points. And then Guyaux Williamson were playing at that quick speed of play in the beginning and then slowed it down and found their speed of play in the second set, and really, they were up 5-love before Caravaggio-Murphy were able to get on the scoreboard, and they've tied it up. So heading into the third set, Spencer Caravaggio to serve.
Zero 15.
You're always going to just obviously start out solid at the beginning of a new set. Stop the momentum that Guyaux and Williamson have going.
Low 40.
Yes. Quick first 3 points.
Come on.
And that's all. That's Jessica Guyaux at her finest. Moving forward, putting pressure on the net player, going one-on-one. So that was a quick first game, and you can see Caravaggio not thrilled, but she's got to just let it go.
Guyaux Williamson, 1-0.
Guyaux's going to serve. Let's concentrate on making these returns. Get your team into the point. Really need to recalibrate and stay focused. It's good. Murphy's taking a moment to just make sure they're on the same page with their strategy and their tactics.
15 all.
Hit it. Go. You hit. I got.
You could hear Guyaux calling every ball.
Yep, hit it.
can actually hear her calling calmly. The last thing you want is your partner to say, you know, and then you hit the ball too fast. She's got a nice rhythm, which shows me again their speed of play. They're also their internal, their ideal performance state is very calm. They're cruising right now. Caravaggio and Murphy's job is to speed that up, is to take them out of that rhythm.
All.
Well, that was interesting. That was a little bit of mini tennis there. One up, one back. See, Guyaux, Williamson are not in any rush. They're not going to change that. They've got a nice rhythm going. They've basically taken Caravaggio out of the match right now. And she just has to make sure if she gets that ball that she doesn't overhit it, like you had said earlier, Lauren.
Deuce.
Yeah, she's got, you know, just got to stay calm. Got to stay focused. She looks a little bit frustrated. You know, she lost that game, and she's, you know, like I said, it's tricky to find that balance. She's got to be aggressive, but she's got to be calibrated. It's not that easy, especially when the other team have just locked in. They're rock solid. They're not giving away any free points. And they're going to make Murphy have to grind it out or come up with a big shot.
You go all day. You go. I don't think
Game. Guyaux Williamson 2-0.
What do you think the conversation there, Lauren? What do you think the conversation is there in the backcourt, Caravaggio and Murphy? A long conversation there. All right, looks like we may have lost Lauren's audio again. That's the reason she's not answering me. She's not ignoring me, so I didn't realize that she can't hear me. All right, Brad is standing by. If the audio can't get fixed with Lauren, do you want to bring Brad in?
Low 15.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing, Jerry?
Interesting third set here. As seesaw match. I don't know if you saw the first two sets, but it's been all Guyaux Williamson since they really slowed down the pace of play.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you say, it's more than just slowing down the pace of play. They completely took, Caravaggio out of the match. Yep. They've isolated play. They changed the dynamic of what's going on out there, and they also just settled in too. The pace of play was, I did watch a little of the first set, but very little. But I've watched these last 7 games or so, and yeah, the seesaw is definitely on the other side right now.
Yeah, the athleticism of Caravaggio and Murphy were on full display in the first set. There was a lot of quick points. There was a lot of running stuff down, and now Guyaux Williamson have just picked their spots, keeping their overheads deep, not giving anything to be attacked. And Murphy has to, figure out how to generate offense or get Caravaggio into the match. And she's frustrated.
That's key.
She's frustrated. At least they're trying different tactics now. They're staying back,
15,
but
40.
it's all Guyaux Williamson at this point.
Yeah, and they decided a little bit ago they're going to make Murphy beat them with drives. And, at this point, it's a lot of balls, and she hasn't been able to pinpoint the lobs well enough to set it up. I'm surprised I haven't seen some basics, maybe a switch in the backcourt, a switch back again, because they're allowing them to hit the same ball over and over again. Just give them a different look, because this is, right now it's an 8-game bleed, and something's got to change. So anything is good. And what I mean by anything is good, I mean if you've been serving regular and staying back, just serve Australian or just serve anything. You know what I mean? Like whether you win or lose the point, see what's going to happen. Because when right now it seems like we're just going through the motions, Groundhog Day. Every point's the same.
Yeah, change the look of the court. Take some chances. And I kept saying it's such a fine line between being aggressive and playing mini tennis and the points going the wrong way. But they have to shake them up. I think we are also up. I'm waiting for an update on the other women's semi-final, but I think we're also up on our other YouTube channel. The men's semi-final is going to be on streaming. We won't be commentating until after this match. We'll switch over, but you can go on there and follow that match. And I'm just waiting for an update on the other women's semi-final. Morgan Toronto got the first set 7-5, but they were down 3-5 in the second set.
That's the kind of point that you're looking to have them see some more athletic point. Caravaggio finally rips the return. You got Murphy blitzing again, and that's what we want. Lauren, you going to join us again? Oh,
I'm trying. I'm having some real technical issues. I don't know why, but I'm back.
Cool. I'm going to sign off and let you carry this to the end. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
So Jerry,
So
it's been all Guyaux.
Yep, they're on a roll. They're just taking care of business in a very methodical, purposeful way. Not taking any chances.
That felt good. Caravaggio's got a little frustration out with those two backhands.
Yeah, she is not looking as confident as she was in the beginning of the match, where it was all a quick speed of play, just kind of being isolated. But she'll learn. I mean, that's all part of paddle, right? I mean, it's all part of the puzzle. That's the fun part, is getting over that hurdle. Trying to counter a strategy. That's all part of the attack and counter-attack.
30-40.
Go. Take that. I got. You hit. Got it.
I think they could even throw. Murphy's throwing up good lobs. You could throw up even higher lobs and have Caravaggio sneak in, you know, and try a couple of blitzes off of those higher lobs, just to change the look.
Murphy's thinking about doing it herself. She's almost come in and blitzed twice in that rally, but thought better of it both times and missed the drive there.
Back to deuce.
Head in.
There's an example of the big returner not having a target and going for too much. That's something that can really work out for you if you stay back on your serve.
Deuce.
Yeah, so it definitely takes away the target, obviously.
That was a very casual
Held the
looking.
ball.
Head in.
Yeah, she held that ball
Yeah.
really well,
Yep.
set her paddle early, and just good
And the-
calibration.
Yeah, and there was no way of knowing where that ball was going. Oh,
Deuce.
Murphy can bring the heat on that return of serve on her forehand. There's a chance here, a little bit of momentum swing. There's a chance here.
see Guyaux is standing to the left of Williamson, so she's already on the backhand side.
You go. You go. Here.
And Murphy's got that, that overhead. We talked about that, the push when it's deep. And it's also like a little slider with some spin.
Head in.
And again, it's just a matter of changing the look of the court and taking away the target. That's sometimes all you have to do. Get that unforced error. Nice dig by Williamson in that deuce court side. Like I said, this is her first year playing that side, so impressive off the screens there. Combination. We haven't seen them go after her screen that much.
Whoa! I'll tell you, Guyaux earned that point. They stayed in. They made a couple great gets out of the screens, both of them, and then that shot. Wow.
Yeah, if Williamson's going to take that ball off the deck like that, they're going to be a harder team to beat from the back court, because that's a heavy ball that she's hitting.
Okay, so it's 4-love.
Third set.
Love serving 4. Third set.
Love.
That's super frustrating when the volley was just a push volley, and Williamson, instead of stepping into it, she stood back and just made the mistake from waiting for it.
30 love.
30 love. The scoreboard, we're having scoreboard issues, so don't look at the scoreboard because it's not working.
But thank God Lauren's audio is working because she can keep track of the score for us.
I don't go. No.
40 love.
Like, who won that point?
Yeah, she pushed it wide. So 3 quick points. You can see Guyaux's taking a moment there to regroup. This game's going a little quick. Caravaggio and Murphy are 40 love, serving to get on the scoreboard.
And there they have it. 4-1.
Guyaux Williamson, 4-1.
Yeah, so, you know, it's all about the speed of play and the tactics, being able to execute your strategy.
So, Jerry, what happens when both teams
New ball.
are very deliberate about executing their speed of play?
Did you start it with the new ball? Yeah. Okay.
Then it's about who does it better.
Yeah.
And that's the fun of the game. There's a game within it. It becomes a mental challenge of who's going to be brave, who's going to be the bravest and step up and take that shot. But, you know, there's nothing better than being in the hunt, you know, 5-all in the third and everybody's playing great and you have to have that will and that tenacity. And paddle is what, you know, it's just the perfect game because it just allows that the structure and the building of the points and setting yourself up and setting up your partner and shutting down your opponents. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. You can't just hit your way off the court like you can in tennis.
30 love.
I just kind of feel, you know, Murphy's a little bit deflated and doesn't have the energy, right? They don't have the energy or the spark right now.
30 love.
But they're not out of it. You know, they've got to realize, like, just like that, they're not out of this match. They just need to pick up the energy, pick up the spark, go for their shots, get the speed back.
I mean, and that's the other thing about paddle. There are more swings and scores than, you know, it's not at all unusual for someone to make a big comeback.
Right, and that was a great play there. It was a good move
15.
to go up to the net, but then we needed a lob. Murphy needed a lob to get Caravaggio back.
Good return. Again, don't look at the scoreboard because the scoreboard's locked, so the score is wrong. It's 4-1, 40-30.
Is it 4-1 or 4-love?
4-1.
I lost the game too.
Game. Guyaux Williamson, 5-1. Fifteen loves. Love.
All right. 30 love.
Okay.
Another really good, deep, well-placed serve.
Yeah, anytime you can get your opponents to lob the return of serve, you know you've hit a good serve.
Yep.
And the lucky prop just won the second set in a tiebreak, 7-4 in the tiebreak. So they have split sets going into the third set against Morgan and Tenuro. Okay, so Lauren, both women's semifinals we're going into with, we're playing a third set. Last weekend we didn't get out of the straight set, so first tournament, of the year on the East Coast, and first tournament in the Midwest. We're just having some visual technical difficulties right now. So it's the play is jumping around. So it's not your eyes. It's happening on this end too. So we can't call the match
Because we can't see it.
We could make it up though.
We could.
40-15.
All right. So after this match, we will be switching over to a men's semifinal.
Still 5-1. We know that much. Oh. Missed
40-30.
volley.
Thank you.
Game.
All right. Well, that'll feel good. They're back.
Guyaux Williamson lead.
Got another
5-2.
game under their belt. Yep, 5-2 in the third set. They're in there fighting. They're still, trying to stay in this match,
Start of the set, right? So
which you like to see. That they struggled
I
with
got
the
7 games on
momentum.
the ball.
Okay. Thank you.
So Jacqueline Williamson serving for their spot in the final. Taking a practice serve, putting a new ball in play. Guyaux's going to stay back, playing on her ad side. Baiting Williamson, and that's playing with fire now that Williamson has got her confidence on that backhand drive. They're going to have to find another spot on the court. So it's 15-love, 5-2 in the third set. Don't pay any attention to the scoreboard.
Pretend it's not there. 30 love. There, that's how to get yourself back into the game. The slash let court.
Good combination.
Yes.
You go, switch here.
Guyaux really does a good job of disguising whether she's going to lob or drive. It looks the same.
Yep. And that's been a work in progress. That's a real addition to her game. You know, she sets her paddle early, she holds the ball well, like you said, and now she can disguise it. So she makes you pay if you hit that overhead too hard and high in the screen.
30 all.
That's a tricky little roll forehand.
So good.
40-30.
Let it go.
Deuce.
Okay, 1 match point saved. Back to deuce.
Yes, it's good a camera angle of Guyaux's paddle preparation. See, her paddle is set down low before the ball hits the court. And that's what gives her the time to play the screen.
You.
She's not waiting till the last minute.
Me. You. Me. Go, go, go. You.
Smart shot. Wow, no.
She did. She got out of the way and then she tried to attack. Just as you were complimenting her.
Such a smart shot. She got the short ball, which she couldn't, you know, if she drove it, they would have stuffed it right back out. So she flicked it up, but she's got to get off the court and let Guyaux cover the rest of the court behind her.
You're there. One. Go hit it.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's what these guys do really well. You put them in an athletic situation with the speed and the gets, and that's where their game shines. This is a good match for them, though. It's a good learning right here.
Guyaux, Williamson.
Meanwhile,
5-3.
they've gotten themselves right back into the set.
Yep.
5-3.
Yeah, she seems to have calmed down a little bit and accepted that she's going to have to play longer points. Caravaggio, I'm talking about. You could see she was getting frustrated before that she wasn't getting enough looks, and when she was, making the errors. Murphy pretty much stays the same. She's calm, solid.
Love 15.
You go all day. You.
Missed that one.
15 all.
It's a little deeper in the court. Guyaux's moving in, putting pressure on the server, looking to move in behind that return of serve.
You go, you go. Go. Yeah, go. Yeah. Yep, you got it. Me? Yeah. You. Me?
Smart overhead, so testing Williamson to see if she's going to drive from too far back in the court. So they've identified and isolated where they want to go. This is a scary part for me. So is the switching at net. I'm not sure who's going to take the overhead, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You're
just there's
creating
too many holes.
confusion for yourself.
It's too many holes. It makes me, my palms were sweating at the beginning of that. I saw it. They had control of that point.
15:30.
I go. I go. You go. Go. I do.
And Guyaux is just showing a willingness to wait. She's not forcing it. Sometimes Guyaux of way old, she would try to hit her way through this. But right now she's showing maturity and the patience. But you got to be careful that you don't step back too much. You've got to keep the momentum. You've got to keep take your shots when they're there and keep the pressure on them.
I'd like to see her hit a return. She's lobbing all of her returns this game.
Yeah, there's one thing to lob because you can't drive the ball. But you want to use that lob to set up your offense and to create different looks, not just counter. It's a sneaky little flip by Murphy off running that ball down off the screen.
Yeah, it was a tough volley that Williamson had to make.
And again, Murphy's switch. She's playing in the deuce court and doing a good job of staying in the point.
You get up. I got it. You.
Well done.
That is
well
held and well done.
30-40.
That's the growth in Guyaux's game right there. Really smart, seeing the court open up, and then when she had the shot, not overhitting it.
I think we're back at match point.
I think we are. It's a little tough to see.
It's kind of like an impressionist painting of the paddle.
Well, I think it's only on our end.
Oh.
And there it is.
And there
Game,
it is.
set, match. Guyaux Williamson. So that was an interesting turnaround. It was really fun watching Caravaggio Murphy. I keep trying to throw an L in there, but I have to practice because I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of this team. They got a lot of upsides. Boy, she can really hit off of both sides. Good serve, good volley. We didn't really see any of the nasty rollers that I've been hearing about, and that was more a function of the good lobs, the deep lobs from Guyaux. And but a lot of upside to that team. They would have learned a lot from that match. I'm sure they're disappointed, but they had some good points. And Guyaux Williamson, they're going to be happy. That's their second tournament together.
I don't need a beer break.
And like I had said earlier, Williamson has come from always playing the ad side to now being the deuce court player, and I think she's just getting more and more comfortable over there. And sort of really step in and take some big backhands off the deck. And with Jess Guyaux moving forward, putting pressure and having that calibration now, not so wild shot selection, look for them to go deep in the draws as well. So I believe we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with the men's semifinal. I'm not sure which one, but we will be streaming on both courts. So I think one of the guys' matches is going to jump onto this main streaming court. And then we'll follow that with the women's final. So these guys are into their first Grand Prix women's final of the season, awaiting the other end of the draw. Morgan Tenero, McGlucky Prop are in the third set, and we'll give you updates with them. All right, so Lauren, thanks for doing the match, making guest appearances in and out.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry.
and we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
What's the matter? What do you mean? Why not?
I don't know.
Is-
For the whole Verizon for 40 minutes. I just reset the box.
Is it working here? Something weird happened here where I completely went out. I don't know if it was from when you reset